Welcome to Love and Murder. I'm Char. I'll be joined by your host, Ky. In today's episode, it's the case of the Mermaid murder. The next time your handsome, lovely, newlywed husband says, "Come on, honey, let's go for a swim," in the deep, dark ocean. Well, don't hold your breath. Does this mysterious mermaid come up for air? Let's find out. It's Love and Murder.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to a new episode of Love and Murder. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. I hope you liked last week's episode, which is How the Cow Crows, the story of Larissa Schuster. That one was a doozy, wasn't it, Char?
Oh, yeah. Moo. How the cows crow and the chickens cluck. It's a crazy farm. It's a crazy farm.
No. How the cows crow and the chickens moo. What are you talking about?
Oh, no, of course. Wait, okay. You're absolutely right. So the cows crow, the chickens moo, and it's a crazy farm. It's a crazy farm. It's all about the crazy farm. Listen to the intro, guys. You'll love it. Yes, it's a good show.
Yeah, so if you haven't listened to us before, I am your host, Ky, along with the illustrious Char. And our show, Love and Murder, is about relationships gone terribly wrong. And by terribly wrong, how wrong do I mean, Char?
Dead wrong.
Dead wrong. That is right. So we do true crimes about relationships, whether it's mother, daughter, father, daughter, married, boyfriend, girlfriends, but true crimes about relationship. Join us every Thursday and you will get a new crime episode. I want y'all to check us out on Stitcher, if that's where you get your podcasts, or Apple Podcasts, or wherever you usually listen to your podcasts. Also, follow us on social media. I'm not going to go ahead and bore you at the beginning of the show with all our links. Just look in the show notes below and listen to the end of the show where we tell you all that information. And if you want bonus episodes of the craziest true crime stories, relationship question and answers, just funny relationship stuff, and Char's crazy life stories, then visit us on patreon.com/love and murder and become a subscriber of $3 and above. And just like one of our listeners said, if you go to Patreon and you type in Love and Murder, for some reason we don't come up. So just go ahead and click on the link in the show notes below, or go to patreon.com/love and murder. If you've listened to our show before and you like it, then I would ask you to please go to Apple Podcasts and hit that purple button and give us 5 stars. You can say whatever you want to say in the description below, like Ky talks too fast in the intro. Whatever you want to say, but it does help bring us up in the chart so more people can find us. And with that said, we're going to go ahead and get into this crazy episode of Christina Watson and David Gabriel Watson. So, Christina May Watson, also known as Tina, was born in West Germany on February 3rd, 1977. Little known fact, Char, did you know I used to live in West Germany?
Oh my gosh, Ky, tell us all about it.
Well, I'm not going to bore y'all with the details, but I lived in West Germany when I was little, and I loved Germany, and it was a culture shock moving back to the United States.
Isn't that
we all wanted to go back to Germany. Germany is awesome.
I've only heard
anyways,
things.
I don't know about East Germany. I've never been to East Germany. We were actually there when the wall was up and when the Berlin Wall fell. We were actually there.
Wow.
But love West Germany. Anyway, so she actually moved to the U.S. on January 24th, 1980, and she moved to Walker County, Alabama. And the reason for the move is because she was adopted. She was adopted by Tommy and Cindy Thomas. So she was about 2 going on 3 years old when she found her, I don't know if I could say this, but I was going to say forever home. That usually pertains to animals, so I don't want to say that for a 3-year-old.
Actually, got it. Okay.
So throughout her life, her family, which includes a younger sister, moved to Louisiana, which I lived in Louisiana too, and then they moved to Birmingham, Birmingham, Alabama. So they went from Louisiana and they were like, yeah, move right back to Alabama. Sorry, Louisiana folk. I love y'all. Her family and friends described her as being very happy and lighting up a room when she walked in. So she basically, she loved life. She was very happy. She loved laughing, and she made sure everybody around her was happy. Now, also born in 1977 was David Gabriel Watson. Well, people called him Gabe. And he was born to David and Glenda Watson. I don't know much about Gabe's early life. However, Gabe and Tina met at the University of Alabama, and they began dating in January of 2001. And at that time, Dave was working for his dad as a salesman for a cardboard company, which, I mean, I guess you don't think about that, but yeah, somebody has to sell the cardboard, right?
Do it. Obviously, there's a lot of money in it when you think about it because there's so much cardboard in the world, but it doesn't sound like the most glamorous of professions, but somebody's got to do it. Yeah.
Somebody's got to do it. Mm-hmm. So anyway, they ended up only dating for a year before they got married, which is nothing's wrong with that. I just think you don't really know a person within a year, but whatever. They dated for a year before getting married. If it works for them, I know somebody who got married after 3 months and they were married for years. It was the happiest decision he ever made. So, I mean, it works for some people.
Actually, my parents got married 6 weeks sight unseen. Remember, I set their profile up on a dating site, and they had a huge wedding less than 6 to 7 weeks later.
Oh, wow. No, I didn't remember that.
Married for 11 years and a few months. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep.
So, although, now y'all are going to forgive me because this is medical terminology in here, and I didn't go to medical school. So, although Tina was diagnosed with paroxysmal supraventricular tachycardia, PSVT, as we'll call it.
Thank you.
She decided to start taking diving lessons. So PSVT is actually a type of supraventricular tachycardia. So it's a type of SVT, which is why it's called PSVT. So it's just SVT is the generalization of the disease, and PSVT is a subclassification of the disease.
Okay, what are the lay's terms for the disease? I mean, what is it about? What does it mean?
Well, I'm about to tell you. So SVT, which is a condition where a person has an abnormally fast fast heartbeat due to the wrong electrical activity in the upper area of the heart. So there are actually 4 types of SVT. So there is SVT, PSVT, atrial fibrillation, and Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome. And atrial flutter. Those are the 4 types.
Like AFib.
So PSVT, atrial fibrillation, Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, and atrial flutter. So people with this condition actually might not even have any symptoms at all. But if they do, they're going to experience palpitations, sweating, shortness of breath, feeling lightheaded, and chest pain. For this type of SVT, the cause is actually not known, but risk factors are drinking alcohol, engaging in nicotine use, caffeine, psychological stress, and Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome, which Wolff-Parkinson-White syndrome actually is the version which is usually inherited. So usually 2.3, I don't know where the 0.3 comes from. I guess 2 people and maybe a 0.3 maybe gets it in their foot or something. I don't know. But usually 2.3 out of 1,000 people have PSVT, and it usually start seeing problems at about 12 years old, all the way up to 45 years old. So it could manifest at any point in time. And fun fact, which I don't know if it's a fun fact if it's dealing with a disease or a disorder, but fun fact, it affects women more than it affects men.
Wow, I've heard of a few diseases in that manner. But would you consider that to be rather rare? I mean, it's less than 2.
Yeah, of course.
Not even at 2.5 per 1,000.
No, not even 2.5. 2.3 out of every 1,000 people. So that's pretty rare.
Yeah, pretty rare. You almost feel special because you were picked, so to speak. You are in some way very unique. I mean, think about it. Out of all the people in the world.
Yeah. So Now, the reason why we mentioned dive-in lessons is people with PSVT can only dive based on certain conditions. Now, I couldn't find those conditions on the scuba diving website. I searched and searched and searched. I couldn't find these conditions, but they did say they could only dive on certain conditions. But, I guess she met those conditions because she was able to move forward with her lessons. After that medical lesson I gave you, you need to start going to medical school and you'll be doing your residency in about maybe 1 year.
Yeah,
so you're welcome.
more or less.
Now, back to our
Opposed to
regularly
10
scheduled
years.
show.
Just look to Ky. She'll get you through it.
So Tina took diving lessons starting in January 2003 and got her certification right before her wedding to Gabe in October 2003. Now, Gabe, on the other hand, had told Tina that he was a qualified certified rescue diver with experience in the lake at Oak Mountain State Park. And I think this is why Tina went and got her certification despite her condition. So by the time they'd gotten married, Gabe said he had completed 55 dives and Tina had only done 5. So keep all this in mind. This is called foreshadowing for folks. So just letting you know, keep all this information in mind. So another reason Tina took these lessons is because they'd actually planned on going scuba diving in the Great Barrier Reef in Australia for their honeymoon, which sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to visit Australia so bad.
Me too. Definitely the bucket list.
I'm so scared I'll be carried off by like a spider or something.
Oh, there's a lot more than spiders to carry away in the land down under. Yeah.
Oh my God, it is.
Like a giant, a life-size spider. You mean like a giant spider, like I don't know, like he lives in a cave. He has a name and
yeah, he takes up the whole cave. His name's Jack.
Yeah, that kind of spider. Yeah, I could see that happening.
I spoke with someone in Australia. She said she lives in the bush, which I guess is the same as the country.
Yeah.
And she says you really don't see that. It's just we see it a lot in the United States because that's all they send over. But she's like, no, you don't really see that down here. So I'm gonna take her word for it and still plan a visit to Australia.
Okay, you do that.
I will. They'll be bringing back my corpse, but I'll let you know how it works out though. So, according to Tina's family, Gabe is the one who suggested the diving trip. Now, this was very weird to her family because, number one, of Tina's illness, and number two, Tina's hair was so thick it took forever to dry, and she did not like getting it wet. So even when she went swimming, she would go through like great lengths to keep her head from going under the water. She did not want her hair to get wet at all. So that's why it was just like really weird that all of a sudden she wants to go diving.
It's really weird that she didn't just shave it off. That's so ridiculous. She was in the wrong profession. I mean, that's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to process.
Profession? What are you talking about?
I thought she was maybe looking to be, keep this going on through school and then college and then maybe to compete. I mean, who knows? It turns into a profession for some people. So I just thought it was something that she just wanted to do with her life. Yeah.
Where the hell did you get that from? You just completely assumed a whole life for her.
Yeah, I did. And it's working out pretty well so far. Yeah,
no, she only took these diving lessons for Gabe. She was not going into a profession of diving.
Okay, she just
wanted
to appease.
We good?
Gabe. Got it. Her man.
Okay. So Tina's dad, which his name is Tommy, spoke with Gabe when he found out about the honeymoon plans and told him he didn't think it was a good idea because of her heart condition. But Gabe, being Gabe, told him that, if he has to do what Tina likes, then Tina has to do what he likes, which sounds like a bit of an asshole to me. I mean, it's not like he's saying, hey, let's not do the diving because Tina doesn't like it. It's more like, Tina can die. Let's not do the diving.
Oh my
Good
God.
Lord.
Yeah.
So, anyways, he said he likes to dive, and she needed to dive with him. So that was his excuse to Tina's dad, which I wish somebody would. If I'm telling this person that this could kill my daughter, and he's like, "Well, if she wants to be with me, she has to do it," and I'd be like, "All right, baby, pack your things. Let's go." Wrap it up. This is the last day you'll ever see him. Even if I have to punch her out and put her over my shoulder and drag out to the car, that'd be it.
We're moving to Germany. That's where we're going. Yeah, we're just getting out of here.
We ain't moving nowhere. You just getting out of this house. You just getting away from this person. That's it. So he said he wanted to go to Australia to see the turtles and stuff, and he was just really excited about that. But Tina's family said this isn't the first place they thought Tina would